Welcome to AI Today, your daily dose of AI news, made by AI. Today is Friday, December 5, 2025.
So we're kicking things off with a pretty explosive statement from Salesforce CEO Marc Benioff. This single post didn't just praise a new product, it sent a shockwave through the entire AI landscape, and it's the perfect setup for our first big story today.
All right, first up, the war for AI supremacy. And let me tell you, the battle for that top spot is getting intense. For the past 3 years, let's be honest, one name has pretty much dominated the conversation: OpenAI. They've been the undisputed champion, but the ground just shifted under their feet, and it happened fast. In just a few weeks since Google launched Gemini 3, it's already become the new king of the hill, topping all the important leaderboards for complex coding and reasoning. This wasn't some minor update. This was a direct challenge that prompted OpenAI's leadership to declare a code red, an all-hands-on-deck emergency to reclaim their throne.
So, how is OpenAI fighting back? Well, according to insiders, they've launched Project Garlic. And the strategy here is fascinating. They're not just trying to build a bigger model, they're trying to build a smarter one. They're focusing on a smaller, more efficient design with one single, laser-focused goal: to beat Gemini 3 on reasoning and coding, and to do it fast. But this whole battle isn't just about making chatbots smarter. It's about turning all that intelligence into real-world action. And that brings us to a huge, fundamental shift in what we even expect AI to do for us.
The new frontier is all about the AI agent, or what some are calling a large action model. The key idea here is moving away from an AI that just talks about tasks to an AI that can autonomously perform them. So we're going from an AI that can suggest a good flight to one that can actually open a browser, navigate the website, and book that flight for you all by itself.
And who's going all in on this? Amazon. At their big reInvent conference, the star of the show wasn't another chatbot, it was Nova ACACT, their own large action model. It's designed to handle really complex workflows, things like filing expense reports or managing logistics, and they're claiming it has a 90% reliability rate. The message is loud and clear. They're not interested in AI that just talks. They want AI that works.
Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. Giving an AI your credit card details? That raises a huge question of trust. Well, Visa and AWS are tackling this head-on. They're building a new, secure framework for these transactions. Just imagine telling your agent, hey, buy me tickets to the game if the price drops below $150. That agent can then monitor the price and make that secure purchase for you all on its own.
And this shift from AI as an information tool to an action tool isn't just happening in tech. A brand new study shows that nearly a third of doctors in the UK are using AI to manage their insane workloads, from summarizing appointments to even suggesting diagnoses. Now, that's a huge gain in efficiency, for sure, but it also highlights a massive risk. These incredibly powerful tools are being rolled out in what is basically a regulatory vacuum.
And that leads us perfectly into our final topic today. As all these powerful AIs become a bigger part of our lives, we have to ask, who's making the rules, and what are the hidden costs of this whole revolution?
While speaking of rules, the Future of Life Institute just gave the AI industry its first major safety audit. And the results are not exactly encouraging.
The results are pretty concerning. The entire industry got a failing score of just 42 out of 100. And when you look closer, the top labs like OpenAI and Google, they really dropped the ball on transparency, especially when it comes to their plans for controlling existential risks. The worst-case scenario where AI becomes uncontrollable. The report flags this as a major structural weakness. And regulators are starting to take notice. Just yesterday, December 4th, the European Commission opened a formal antitrust investigation into Meta. The allegation? That Meta is abusing its power by blocking rival AIs like ChatGPT from its massive WhatsApp platform, saving it exclusively for its own Meta AI.
This AI boom is also creating a new kind of generational divide. A survey out of Switzerland shows a really stark gap. While almost 80% of young people are using AI, that number just plummets to under 30% for folks in the 55 to 64 age group. This isn't just a tech gap. It suggests the benefits and skills of the AI era are not being spread around evenly at all.
And there's a hidden cost to this AI explosion that you might start feeling in your wallet. We're seeing a projected 30% spike in memory chip prices just this quarter. And the reason is simple. Manufacturers are diverting their supply away from things like smartphones to feed the enormous demand from all the new AI data centers.
So, what does that mean for you? It means the cost to actually make a new smartphone is expected to jump by up to 10%. And analysts are pretty clear that's a price hike that will almost certainly be passed on directly to us, the consumers, maybe as early as next year.
So that leaves us with a really critical question for the future. We're moving from AI that gives us information to AI that takes action. As intelligence basically becomes a commodity and these autonomous agents start managing our lives and our money, who, ultimately, is responsible when things inevitably go wrong?
See you tomorrow on AI Today. AI news made by AI.